Here we are again with another video about network marketing. Today we're going to talk about your Achilles heel, which is probably the thing that scares you the most. I've run out of names on my contact list. This so-called contact list is really intimidating, and the main issue is that we see it shrinking day by day. We're afraid because we're told that if the contact list runs out, it's like running out of fuel. And we don't know how to replenish it, how to strengthen it, or even if it's the best tool for finding people, especially people of a certain caliber who can actually help us build our network. Now, let me reassure you a bit. I've been in network marketing for 28 years. This year marks my 28th year. In my company, I currently hold the highest qualification worldwide, and I built everything starting from my contact list. Of course, now I'm also about to launch my own lead generation system, but that's something parallel. It's not that one thing replaces the other. What I can tell you is that when you start out, you don't have the knowledge to create a lead generation system. You don't have the resources to build a lead generation system that works well, but above all, you're not known out there yet. So it has less impact compared to what a contact list can do, where if you've built real human relationships, at the very least, people will listen to your business and then decide whether it's right for them or not. But one important thing is that the number one problem for networkers is always this. They think that the contact list isn't endless. They think it has a limit, that it has a certain number of names, and then just ends up in nothing. But do you know what that really means? It means that if you think this way, you haven't understood anything about network marketing. Why do I say this to you? There are some false problems. The first false problem is that most networkers or network marketers, call them what you like, start off strong, burn through 20 or 30 names, and then fizzle out. Most of them are like shooting stars. They make a big splash and then collapse. Why? Because they start out with enthusiasm. They start without yet understanding how to communicate. They don't rely on their upline, because one fundamental thing when you begin is to make contact, bring in your upline or bring someone to a presentation and then do a three-way close. Not because you always have to have someone else present, but simply because you're not prepared yet. You've realized there's a business, you've realized there's something that interests you, you've realized there's something that makes your heart beat faster, you've realized there's something that can work for you and also for people close to you, but you still don't know how to communicate it, you still don't know how to transfer that knowledge to others, so you lean on others, but that doesn't mean you're worthless as a person or as a professional. It just means you're at the beginning, you're an apprentice, you're learning. Another very important thing, another false myth, another false problem is that people think the list of names runs out, but in reality, it's the mindset that's limited. Especially at the beginning, we have a mindset limited to what we know, both in terms of building human relationships and communication. So we are very, very limited because society, school, and so on have given us tracks to stay on, tracks we are used to staying on. The name list, in fact, completely takes us off those tracks because we end up calling people we would never have thought to call, and sometimes they turn out to be the ones who get the best results. Another important thing is that the list isn't about who I know, but what do I write down on the name list. People who don't know me yet, what do I mean by this? I make a written list, and even today I add 3, 4, 5 names a day. I do this every day. It's normal for me. I've made it into a kind of positive habit. And the great thing is that these might be people who don't know me yet, but soon will, because when I decide to get to know someone or to build a relationship with someone, I go ahead and do it, okay? And this is the difference that changes everything, because the list never runs out. It's you who runs out of steam. It's you who doesn't realize that it's your energy that's dropped, that it's your self-confidence that's decreased, and many other things. That's why it's important to talk things over with your reference leader, or to study, or to create a list of names intelligently. Now, what are the main sources of contacts? Today, I'm going to tell you about a few of them. Clearly, this will be a 10 or 15-minute video as usual. I don't want to keep you here too long, but I do want to give you a lot of practical concepts, above all, because you need to be able to put them into practice right away. So your personal circle, friends, family, acquaintances, are the first people we will call. Be aware that many will say no to you and many will be envious. They'll call you crazy. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Just do it. For you, it's training. In fact, that's your real apprenticeship, learning how to absorb the pain from the people around you who might say no. But it's also important because in reality, you want these people to collaborate with you. You want to build something with those around you. So at the very least, don't have the regret of not having told them. But you have to tell them in the right way, of course. We'll learn how to make contacts in another video. Anyway, remember that if you use these names methodically, if you use them with a method, you are not a victim and you won't be a victim. Use methodically, these names will help you take your first career steps with ease. Now, social networks are another, let's say, very important source of contacts. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever the platform, we can create content that attracts, we can send targeted DMs, and we can research the profiles that interest us. I'm still not talking about contact acquisition system yet. In these videos, I might make mistakes while I'm speaking. I might slip up or fumble my words, but just know that I don't want to edit the videos. I want it to be just you and me here talking. The video will be very direct and not at all staged, because what really matters to me is to convey to you the concept of networking, the concept of sales and communication, not to make myself look good because I'm good at speaking or because I'm good looking or anything like that. So stay focused on the meaning. So we can use networking in person, like in bars, gyms, events, or while traveling. One very important thing. There's an app in Italy called Tableau, for example, where people organize dinners. You can meet new people by attending dinners organized by others, or you can organize your own dinners. If people like the theme you choose, which will surely be about one of your passions, they might come to the dinner you organize. My advice is to join dinners organized by others, so you'll arrive as a new person and start getting to know them. And this doesn't mean you have to pitch your network, it means you'll actually get to know people. Your first task is to expand your contact list, broaden your circle of acquaintances, but above all, to build real relationships. This is the most important thing. If you build real relationships over time, whether in networking or in life, your network will help you grow, both as a person and as a professional. Then there are referrals, because every contact leads to other contacts. This is normal. Not everyone will want to work with you, but maybe they'll say, look, there's that capable person, or that other person might be just what you need. And another important thing, there can be strategic collaborations, maybe influential people who open doors for you, and through that door you can gain access to new networks of contacts. So let me give you a practical example. It's like going to the gym. If you go to the gym, you meet the personal trainer who then introduces you to other people. It's very simple, nothing too extreme, and anyone can really do it. So I say this very honestly, I can land in a new city and within 24 hours meet 59 people and have 50 new names in my contact list. I've seen entire teams launch their business in a new city, a new region, or even a new country, sometimes giving themselves just 24 to 48 hours to do it, filling up meeting rooms. Because it all comes down to the energy you put in, the enthusiasm you bring, and above all, your mindset. So, a simple way to make your contact list endless is this. Every day, add 2 or 3 names to your list and start building a relationship. Then, another fundamental thing, try to stick to the rules. Try to stay really organized. So what do I mean by that? Write it down in a CRM or in Excel. Personally, I prefer to write things down on paper because that's just my way of doing things. When I write on paper with a pen, even the best mentors say that the information already gets into your head. You're materializing it. But these are my own beliefs, and I don't want to impose them on you if you have other ways of thinking, okay? What I'm telling you is, keep it organized. Everything needs to be in order. If your work is chaotic, chaos will be the result. Another important thing, the name list is a living organism. So if it doesn't grow, it dies. If you don't feed it, it dies. And above all, don't rule anyone out. I'm telling you, anyone. And I say this because today a no can turn into a yes in 6 months. You will change. The person you refer to will change because they evolve, their needs will change, your way of communicating will change, maybe even you have a new service and a new product that might be a better fit for that person. So it's not about today. Many people say no, so no, it just means no for now. I'm telling you, I can confirm it. Many people who had told me no in the past later reached out to me to do business, and they're happy about it. Now remember, you have to see your contact list like a muscle. If you don't train it, it atrophies and gets stuck. But you need to have the right mindset. I know everyone says you should be like a garden, that you should create your own garden so the butterflies come to you on their own, but no. You need to have the mentality of a hunter, I'm telling you honestly. People say those things because they're afraid you'll give up. I'm not afraid you'll give up. I'm not afraid of, in quotation marks, I'm not attached to the result. I know how to go get the result, so I'm telling you things as they are directly. You might like this video or you might not. Actually, if you do like it, give the page a like. It'll motivate me to make more videos and share it with your friends, your network, with whoever you want, because this video could save your career and theirs too. Another important thing I was saying is that the weak networker thinks, I hope I find someone. I hope I find someone to add to my contact list. But the professional thinks, and I'm telling you this because it's how I think, who will be lucky enough to meet me today? I leave the house thinking, let's see who will be lucky enough to meet me today. Now maybe you're watching this video and thinking, this guy is crazy. No, actually I'm a network marketing professional. I know that I bring to the market a service that, at least for me, for the people around me, and for those who created it, is valuable, truly valuable. It can change and help improve people's lives, so I genuinely try to bring it to as many people as possible. So it's really about who will be lucky enough to meet me. And above all, you need to become the hunter, not the prey. Many times we approach people with the fear that they'll say no to us. First of all, you already have the no. If you don't approach the person, you already have a no, so since you already have the no, just try to get the yes. It's that simple. The first approach is simply to add this person to your contact list, get to know them, and not immediately dump your company, your product, your service, or your opportunity on them. So the key thing is, since you already have the no, getting a yes will be easier because you can't get more than a no anyway. And above all, one important thing, you are not begging for contacts. You are attracting them, you are selecting them, and you will then turn them into opportunities. So don't ask yourself who you already know, but who you still have to meet, who you will meet very soon, who you will meet today. Of course, if you lock yourself away in a hole, in a cave, well, if you lock yourself in a cave in the mountains and there happen to be 2 bears, then you have 2 names even there. You have 2 bears you can bring into your business, and maybe they'll even be successful. And obviously that's a joke. I like to joke around sometimes. Don't take it seriously because there are people who would even take that sentence seriously. Now, one important thing is that if your contact list is empty today, it's not the end of your career. The network forgives every day, so sit down, put on some good music, grab a pen and paper, and most importantly, keep an open mind. Write down the first 5 names you'd like to have in your business. The first 5 people, I call them the fantastic 5 or the 5 yeses, are those 5 people who do things with you willingly and maybe even just to do you a favor, come to listen to the business. I didn't say they have to sign up. Maybe they just come to hear about the business. It's like when you have a grand opening for your business, you've opened a restaurant, a bar, anything, and you invite your friends. If they don't even come to the grand opening, you should really ask yourself 3 or 4 questions. And above all, this is the beginning of the transformation of your contact list, because the contact list never really ends. What usually ends is your imagination and your desire to grow. But if you expand it, that's your transformation. You become bigger, you become stronger, you become more inclined to take action. So from today, clearly write down on paper 2 or 3 names a day. People you want to meet, people you want to add to your contact list, and every year that will be hundreds. And in 5 years, it will be thousands of names. So how can you say you finished your contact list? At that point, I assure you, you'll realize that your contact list is endless. It's not a dream to say that the contact list is endless, and above all, the contact list is the reality for those who work as professionals and know how to build relationships. And then yes, in the future, you'll also create your own contact acquisition system, and it will be fantastic because it will speed everything up. Don't say yes to one and no to the other. Try to do one first and then the other, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.